this refreshing session. As the conversation was ongoing, I just noted a few points down, and I'm very happy that there are two women on the panel. So, my question is, we are all learning how to build a career, or some of us have careers already, but how to develop and grow in our roles and probably become CEOs and big people in the future. But there's one aspect of all of this that is very tasking for women: childbirth, family. So, in my previous organization, we had a creche where you can take your kids right after childbirth. So it wasn't a problem at all. But in an organization where you don't have that and you don't have help from family, how are you going to navigate your way through this? Because I've heard where I work now is a male-dominated field. And I've heard a lot of people say that, well, after I gave birth, I had to stay at home for 10 years before I came back into the workforce. People will say 5 years. People will say people come back, but they are not as effective as they are supposed to. So what are some of the practical steps you took to help you grow in that field? Yeah.
So for me, I told myself I wanted to chatter before I gave birth, because it was all male. And the insurance industry is male-dominated. We have very few CEOs, and it's just a recent trend. My board is a 9-member board. I'm the only woman. Recently, they were trying to get another woman, but it was just impossible. They rather added a gentleman. So I'm a loner sitting on my board. Only woman, the managing director, and all the others are directing their questions at you, and they are men. I had a different mindset altogether. I told myself I wouldn't, and unfortunately, we work, it goes against us. So I happen to have GMs, because at a certain level, you are not reporting to the CEO, you report to a GM. And certain comments being made by, so that person is not being promoted. It's a reality. And the person has never been promoted. So I never went for antenatal during the day for all my 3 kids. It's not the best. But I told myself I would not let childbirth stop me from growing. So I had a private healthcare where I had arranged with a doctor. I was only going for antenatal in the evening. And you get there in the evening, the nurses are saying all sorts of things about you. Why are you not coming in the morning? I was going in the evening. And I tried as much as possible not to, for whatever reason. I was so focused on growing up to, because it was all men. And I had to work hard. But in this current environment, but in my current role, there are times I see pregnancy. I go and tell your boss you are not well. Go and get 3 days off. I encourage people to take it easy. But when you are competing, everybody is talking about the fact that the woman will get pregnant, he will be off. But it's a difficult, I don't know, I'm having difficulty explaining this. But over time, as the Labor Act is being redefined to protect the women. Otherwise, this will always be used against us. We just have to ensure that you have a good balance. We have support systems. At that time, my husband was doing his own work. So I was not the one sending the children to the hospital. I wasn't doing all those things, except when I myself. But some other woman may, all the two parties are working full time. They may not be at that high level where one can take up the role. It's a difficult discussion, and we just have to continue having the discussion. You look at your role. At a certain time, I had to defer having a child because then I had just taken on a new role. I'd just been promoted, and with all the comments, I had to tell myself I must not get pregnant. Yes. So I can consolidate, because otherwise, it's not just being a manager. It is the other roles that are assigned to you that enrich your job. It's not just the manager of this, but those other things, do this, get this, go here. Those are the things because they expose you. They give you something beyond what you usually do. They challenge you. But if you are, it's a difficult thing. And it will change. It hasn't changed yet. He's sitting there as HR. It's a difficult thing. But as CEO, I always want us to have I don't want those things to be taken into consideration. But I've had that experience. And I know it's a still mesh. I meet CEOs, we go for meetings. And somehow it comes in. This person on him. It's unfortunate. But we can only do this if we are. And then company policies being defined, non-discriminatory, enforcing those policies. But it's a lot of work. If in a situation where you find yourself, it's a lot of work. The men will not mark time. They will not say that you are a woman. So sometimes you have to sacrifice certain things just to ensure that they can accept you and let you be.
Thank you, Mrs.
The HR man wants to add more to it.
Thank you,
and
Mrs.
counter
Wampo.
some of the things I've said, possibly.
I think the essence of what she has said is that you must plan your life. And you need an understanding partner. Don't just marry anybody because somebody wants to marry you. Some men envy you so much so that when you marry them, you will never prosper. It's the truth. So marry a man who wants the best for you, and he will support you. But the one who is competing with you, you have a problem. And there are so many of them. So plan your life. Don't assume that people will make excuses for you. Oh, she has gone to pick her children. Who asked you to have children? So plan your life so that you can do that and do other things as well. When I used to be in this church, when we worshipped in the Wilson Hall, my children were in the children's service. Anything you said after 12:30, I didn't hear. Because my children must eat lunch. I'm trying to bring them up in the Christian way. That doesn't mean that you keep me in the church as if I'm going to heaven that day. And the following week, you will expect me there again. I'm telling you the truth. So plan your life. The children come to children's service. You also come to adult service. If the thing is going on for a long time, leave and go home with the children. And give them, because during the week, you can't give them time. And give them the time, have a family life in the times when you are available. But don't think the world will make excuses for you. They won't. They haven't hired you so that you can have children. They have hired you so that you do something on the job. And there are people who are waiting for you to fail so that they can take your job. So be aware of that and plan your life. And when you are at work, work with seriousness. Because If you work with seriousness, people are willing to back you up when you have a sudden emergency and you can't do the things that you must do. So work with seriousness. Be a dependable worker. Don't fritter time around sitting, bossing on your phone these days. Work when you get to work. So that when you can't, for any reason, get to work, everybody understands. Oh, where is Asumesi? Oh, Asumesi is not here. That's why. This thing would have been done. Ask for take 5 years off, take 10 years off. Which world of work is waiting for you? And after you have stayed at home 10 years and you come, and now there's AI, and you become like this American appointee who was saying A1. So you are going to have to balance. That also means that a lot of things people your age can do, you won't be able to do. You won't be able to go to every meeting. You won't be able to go to every whatever because you have things to do. My Saturdays were sacrosanct. I won't give my Saturday to you because I needed to go to Medina Market. I needed to wake up at dawn, wash the family's things, go to Medina Market, do my marketing for the week, come home, come and make my sauces and put in my freezer. When you saw me at 7:30 p.m. on a Saturday and you did, I will fall. I was tired. I wasn't going to shortchange my children by not cooking for them. But I wasn't going to shortchange my students by not teaching. I always told them, my students, that the law is a special discipline. Because the people you are teaching now will be your colleagues in the future. It's not like the other courses where you do them and move on. So if you don't conduct yourself properly, those things will follow you. Many, many, many times have I had my former students appearing before me and making a comment about, you were my teacher. I said, yeah, that's why I told you, don't be a photocopy of me. Because even the original is not Papa. You want to be a photocopy. You have to do your own work. You have to do your own reading. You have to do your own analysis. Because if you are going to take everything I say, how are you going to appear, compete with me when we are on different sides of a case? But my sister, it is not easy. Sometimes when my girls were growing up, I have 3 daughters. When my girls were growing up, maybe watching TV, then I'll come and say, have you finished the dishes? Come on. Then my husband said, oh, but let them. I said, my friend, the life of an African woman is very difficult. Go and do the dishes. When you finish, you can come for entertainment. Not the other way around. They are all now grown women, all running their families, all busy young women. And they are all doing well. Because don't expect the world to make excuses for you. They won't. And the men who are paying fat sums of money to pay school fees for their daughters will not stand aside and let you come and take the job. They will fight you. But they hope that when their daughters get there, that they will get the space.
Thank you so much, Her Ladyship. Okay, I have a hand in the crowd. Yes, dear.
Oh, no, just let me add just a bit to what Mercy and then Her Ladyship said. It's not easy. And I have had female bosses since I've worked in Ghana. And all of them will tell you 3 things. One, have a supportive partner. If you have a partner who is very supportive, that difficulty becomes a little lighter on you. It will never go away, but it becomes a little lighter on you. 2, as Her Ladyship said, when you are at work, it must count. Say 1 year and I work people must see the impact of you at the workplace. When you go on maternity 10 times, you come back and people also want you to be in a better position because they know what you can do. So that is 2. And then 3, you make a lot of sacrifice. So time is not your best friend. All of them, that's what they told me. I've worked with the CEO of Telecel, Patricia, very closely, the MD of EcoBank, very closely, Irene, who was the BBC HR director, BBC News Global HR director, very closely, Dr. Irene Stella Ejenim, who is currently the vice chair of Public Services Commission, very closely. All career women there by merit and have families who have all done well wherever they are. So it can be done. Just encouraging you. Very difficult, but it can be done.